People today are constantly looking for the next big discovery in medicine, the newest supplement, the latest superfood, some breakthrough that promises to fix everything overnight. Every week, there's a new trend on social media. One day, it's a detox drink. The next, it's some exotic herb from the mountains of Tibet. But what if I told you that the most powerful, the most healing, and the most transformative medicine on earth has been right in front of us all this time, free, accessible, and already built into our biology? The problem is we've ignored it for so long that it almost feels too simple to be true. We've been conditioned to believe that healing must come from something complicated, something expensive, something packaged in a bottle. But nature doesn't work that way. The truth is your body already has everything it needs to heal, to restore, and to thrive if only you give it the right environment. Now, here's what's interesting. Our ancestors didn't have fancy pills or advanced hospitals, yet they lived in tune with their environment. Their healing came from rhythms, daily exposure to sunlight, natural foods, physical labor, rest, and connection with nature. There was a balance. Modern life, on the other hand, has thrown us completely off track. We sit for hours in front of screens. We stay up late surrounded by artificial light. We eat on the go, and we rarely give our body time to recover. We've built a lifestyle that constantly stimulates but never truly restores. And this is why, despite all our medical advancements, people are more tired, more anxious, and more inflamed than ever before. We've forgotten how to let the body do what it was designed to do. Think about it. Your body is not just a machine. It's a living, self-regulating system that's been evolving for millions of years. Every cell knows how to repair itself. Your liver knows how to detox. Your heart knows how to adjust its rhythm. Your immune system knows how to fight off intruders. But here's the catch. It can only perform these miracles when you allow it the right conditions. And this is where most people go wrong. We don't allow, we interfere, we push through fatigue with caffeine, we numb stress with sugar, we override natural hunger with diets, and we suppress symptoms instead of asking what's causing them. We're constantly managing the body, but never listening to it. You see, the most overlooked medicine on earth isn't something external. It's not a pill, not a treatment, not even a nutrient. It's something so fundamental, so built into our very biology that we barely recognize it as medicine. And because it's free, people don't value it. But if you take a step back and look at the foundation of all healing, whether it's mental, emotional, or physical, you'll see that this natural medicine is the base of it all. It's the one thing that can lower inflammation, balance hormones, improve digestion, strengthen immunity, boost mood, and even extend lifespan. Sounds like a miracle drug, right? But it's not a drug. It's part of nature's design. Here's the problem though. Modern culture rewards business, not balance. People brag about sleeping less, working more, grinding harder. They think rest is laziness. But the truth is, constant stimulation is slowly killing our ability to heal. We wake up to alarms that shock our nervous system. We rush through mornings on an empty stomach. We spend hours hunched over devices. And then at night, we drown our minds in blue light and noise. And then we wonder why we can't focus, why we're always tired, why our immune system is weak. It's not bad luck. It's biology out of rhythm. Imagine your body as a symphony. Every organ, every hormone, every cell plays its part. When one instrument falls out of tune, the whole system suffers. This medicine that I'm talking about, it's the conductor. It brings everything back into harmony. Without it, nothing functions properly. And yet most people treat it as optional, like something they can catch up on later. But the body doesn't work that way. You can't cheat biology. You can't trick your system into health with shortcuts. Healing requires rhythm, cycles, consistency. It requires you to cooperate with nature, not fight it. It's fascinating, really. You could eat the perfect diet, take the right supplements, exercise daily. But if you ignore this one natural medicine, your body will still struggle. Your energy will still dip. Your hormones will still fluctuate. Your mood will still crash. Because this is the foundation. It's what everything else builds upon. And when that foundation is cracked, nothing else can hold. The modern health crisis isn't just about bad food or lack of exercise. It's about disconnection. We've disconnected from the very rhythms that sustain us. The solution isn't found in something new. It's found in returning to something ancient. When you start to understand how the human body truly operates, you realize that nature didn't make a mistake. The design is perfect. The problem is in our lifestyle, our pace, our priorities, our constant noise. We've lost the ability to pause, to restore, to listen. We keep looking for something out there to fix what's broken in here. But the truth is, real medicine is not about adding more. It's about removing what's interfering. It's about creating space for the body to do what it's naturally capable of doing. That's the secret the world keeps overlooking. And yet, once you rediscover it, once you let it work for you, everything changes. Your body starts responding differently. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy stabilizes. You stop chasing quick fixes and start living in sync with how you were designed to function. And that right there is when true healing begins. This medicine, I'm talking about, is sleep, simple, powerful, and criminally underrated. I know you've heard it 1,000 times before. Get your 8 hours. Sleep is important. But let's be honest, how many people actually treat sleep like real medicine? Hardly anyone. We treat it like a luxury, something we'll catch up on over the weekend or when life slows down. But here's the truth: if you truly understood what happens inside your body while you sleep, you would guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. When you go into deep sleep, your body enters repair mode. Your liver starts detoxifying the day's buildup. Your brain clears out metabolic waste, and your immune system becomes hyperactive, identifying and removing damaged or infected cells. Your body literally performs maintenance while you're out. It balances hormones, heals tissue, even reorganizes memories. This isn't rest, it's regeneration. Missing just one night of proper deep sleep, not just lying in bed, but actually reaching that slow wave stage, can throw off your cortisol levels, spike blood sugar, and create inflammation that lasts for days. And this is why so many people are struggling with stubborn weight gain, brain fog, anxiety, and cravings, not because they're weak or lazy or undisciplined, but because they're sleep deprived. When you lose deep sleep, your body loses balance. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises. Insulin resistance begins. The hormones that regulate appetite, leptin and ghrelin, go haywire. That's why after a bad night's sleep, you crave junk food. Your brain literally starts demanding fast energy because it's trying to compensate for exhaustion. So you eat more, move less, and the cycle continues. You see, sleep isn't passive. It's the most active healing process your body goes through. Every single system, your cardiovascular system, your metabolism, your mood, your focus depends on it. During deep sleep, your heart rate slows, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your cells take in oxygen more efficiently. Growth hormone, the same one responsible for muscle repair and fat metabolism, is released primarily during deep sleep. So if you're working out hard but sleeping poorly, you're literally blocking your gains, you're putting in the effort, but your body doesn't have time to rebuild. Here's something most people don't realize: your brain has its own cleansing system called the glymphatic system. It's like a detox pipeline that removes waste products from your brain cells. But it only works when you're asleep, and specifically in deep sleep. That's when cerebrospinal fluid flows through the brain, washing away toxins and byproducts that build up during the day. If you don't get enough deep sleep, those toxins, including beta amyloid, which is linked to Alzheimer's, start to accumulate. Think of it like skipping garbage collection for weeks. Eventually, things start to rot. That's why chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to dementia, depression, and even accelerated aging. But what's ironic is that in our modern world, people wear sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. I only sleep 5 hours a night and I'm fine, they say, as if exhaustion is a sign of discipline. But your body doesn't care how motivated you are. Biology has rules. You can push through fatigue for a while, but eventually your system breaks down. Productivity isn't about doing more, it's about recovering enough to perform at your best. You can't think clearly, make good decisions, or regulate emotions when your brain is running on fumes. In fact, studies show that even mild sleep deprivation impairs judgment as much as being legally drunk. Now let's talk about your metabolism. When you don't sleep enough, your body shifts into survival mode. It thinks there's a threat. Cortisol rises, glucose stays high, and your body holds on to fat as a protective response. So even if you're eating well, you'll struggle to lose weight. Sleep loss makes your cells less sensitive to insulin, meaning your blood sugar stays elevated for longer after meals. Over time, that leads to insulin resistance, the first step toward diabetes. And because your brain is tired, your willpower weakens. You reach for comfort food, caffeine, and sugar, temporary boosts that only make the crash worse. And here's the kicker: you can't out-supplement bad sleep. No amount of coffee, green juice, or vitamin stack can replace the biological repair that happens while you're asleep. You might mask fatigue for a few hours, but underneath, your body is still running on empty. Chronic sleep dead ages you faster than smoking or poor diet. It shortens telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA, which are literally markers of how fast you're aging. That means every night of poor sleep is like accelerating your biological clock. But when you finally start prioritizing sleep, everything begins to shift. You notice your mood stabilizing. Your skin starts to glow. You think more clearly. Your hunger normalizes. You stop craving junk. Your workouts feel stronger. Your focus sharper. Because now your body has the time and tools it needs to function the way it's meant to. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's optimization. It's when your body upgrades itself. And let me make something very clear. It's not just about the quantity of sleep, but the quality. You can be in bed for 8 hours and still wake up exhausted. That's because modern habits sabotage deep sleep. Blue light from phones and screens tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Late night meals keep your digestive system active when it should be resting. High stress keeps cortisol levels elevated, blocking the release of melatonin, the sleep hormone. And alcohol, though it makes you drowsy, actually prevents deep sleep. You fall asleep faster but wake up more tired. So when I say sleep is medicine, I mean real deep, unbroken sleep. The kind that comes when your environment and your hormones are aligned. When your room is dark, cool, and quiet. When you've stopped eating at least 3 hours before bed. When you've stepped away from screens, calmed your nervous system, and allowed your body to slip naturally into its rhythm. That's when the magic happens. That's when the real healing begins. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's the foundation of every other healthy habit. You can't build strength, lose fat, or think clearly without it. It's the reset button your body hits every night. And the reason it's the most overlooked medicine on earth is because it's too simple. But simplicity doesn't mean insignificance. Sometimes the answers to our biggest problems are the ones that have been right in front of us all along. See, real sleep isn't just about lying in bed for a certain number of hours. It's about restoration. There's a huge difference between sleep and recovery. Most people are sleeping, but they're not healing. They close their eyes, but their body never enters that deep, rejuvenating state where true repair happens. That's why you can sleep for 8 hours and still wake up feeling tired, heavy, foggy. The body needs rhythm, a natural flow between light, activity, and rest, and modern life has broken that rhythm completely. Artificial light keeps our brains confused, late night scrolling overstimulates our mind, and heavy meals at night keep our digestion running when it should be resting. So even when you're technically asleep, your body is still on duty, still fighting to keep up. This is where understanding your circadian rhythm becomes so important. Your body follows a built-in 24-hour clock that controls nearly every process inside you: hormone release, digestion, metabolism, energy, even mood. It's the rhythm of life hardwired into every cell. And when you go against it, staying up too late, eating at midnight, staring into blue light after sunset, you're confusing your internal clock. The result? Your sleep becomes shallow, your hormones go off balance, and your energy crashes during the day. You wake up groggy, you need coffee to function, and by evening, you're wired again. Sound familiar? That's not normal. That's your rhythm being out of sync. And the scary part is most people live like this for years. They think feeling tired all the time is just part of adulthood. But fatigue isn't a sign of aging, it's a sign of misalignment. Your body is desperately asking for rest, but you're giving it more stimulation. Think of your body like a phone that needs charging every night. If you keep unplugging it before it's done, eventually the battery weakens. You might still get by for a while, but performance drops. Same thing happens to your body. You might not notice the effects right away, but over time, it shows up as weight gain, anxiety, brain fog, mood swings, and even chronic inflammation. One of the biggest enemies of real sleep is blue light, the light emitted from phones, tablets, and screens. Blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime, which suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Even 30 minutes of screen exposure before bed can delay melatonin release for hours. That means you may lie down at midnight, but your brain still thinks it's 9 p.m., so you toss and turn, mind racing, body restless. And when you finally drift off, your sleep is fragmented and light. You wake up tired, your cortisol spikes, and your day starts on a stressed note. It's a vicious cycle. Another hidden culprit is late night eating. When you eat close to bedtime, your body's energy shifts toward digestion instead of repair. Your liver stays active, insulin rises, and fat burning shuts down. That's why people who snack at night often wake up bloated or groggy. The body never got to rest. Ideally, you should stop eating 3 hours before sleep. Give your body a chance to finish digestion so that when you lie down, your system can switch into recovery mode. And if you ever wake up around 2 or 3 a.m., wide awake for no reason, that's often your liver struggling to process sugar or toxins. Now, let's talk about the real magic of deep sleep. Human growth hormone, or HGH. This hormone is often called the youth hormone because it repairs tissues, burns fat, and supports muscle growth. But HGH is only released during deep sleep. That means the harder you chase success, the later you stay up, the more you rob your body of the very hormone that keeps you young and strong. You can't buy HGH naturally in a bottle. Your body creates it, but only if you let it sleep deeply. It's free anti-aging, but most people never access it. And it's not just about muscles and fat. Deep sleep literally rewires your brain. That's when your mind sorts memories, processes emotions, and resets your mood. That's why after a good night's sleep, things that felt overwhelming yesterday suddenly feel manageable. Sleep doesn't just rest your brain, it reorganizes it. It helps your emotional centers calm down, especially the amygdala, which handles stress and fear. Without proper sleep, your amygdala becomes overactive, making you more anxious, reactive, and easily triggered. That's why everything feels worse when you're tired, because it literally is. You see, no supplement, no diet, no meditation practice can replace deep restorative sleep. They can support it, sure, but they can't replicate what happens when your brain enters those slow wave cycles. During that stage, your nervous system switches from fight or flight to rest and digest. Blood flow shifts to the organs that need repair. Immune cells multiply. Damaged proteins are cleared out. It's like your body's internal housekeeping system. Skip sleep, and it's like skipping cleanup for weeks. Clutter builds, toxins accumulate, and performance declines. If you've ever felt stuck in your health, doing everything right, but not seeing results, check your sleep, because without proper sleep, your body can't integrate the benefits of anything else. You can exercise, but your muscles won't rebuild. You can eat healthy, but your digestion won't function properly. You can meditate, but your mind won't stabilize. Everything depends on that nightly reset. Sleep is the foundation, the silent healer that works while you do nothing. And the best part, it doesn't cost a thing. You don't need a prescription, a supplement, or a special gadget. You just need to create the right conditions. Dim the lights 2 hours before bed, step away from screens, let your body cool down naturally. Maybe read, stretch, or simply breathe deeply. Small habits like these signal to your body that it's time to slow down. And once you honor that rhythm consistently, your body starts trusting you again. It starts healing, balancing, and performing better than you thought possible. That's what real sleep is, not a luxury, not an afterthought, but a biological necessity. It's nature's built-in repair system, a medicine that doesn't come from outside, but from within. Your job isn't to force it, your job is to make room for it, because your body already knows what to do. You just have to get out of its way. So here's the truth, the most overlooked medicine on earth isn't something you can buy, swallow, or apply. It's something you allow. It's sleep, nature's oldest, most powerful healing system. We live in a world obsessed with doing more work, more productivity, more goals. But we've forgotten that real progress doesn't come from constant effort. It comes from recovery. You can push your body to the limit, but without rest, you're just draining the system that's meant to support you. Sleep isn't laziness, it's strategy. It's biology's way of saying, let me fix you before you break. And when you begin to see it that way, everything in your life starts to change. You stop viewing sleep as wasted time and start seeing it as an investment in energy, focus, mood, metabolism, everything. Because every single thing you want to improve, from your skin to your mindset, depends on how well you sleep. Your body heals when you rest. Your brain reorganizes when you rest. Even your heart rate variability, a measure of your body's resilience, improves when your sleep quality does. This isn't about comfort, it's about survival. You were built to recharge. When you ignore that you're working against your design, think about this, during sleep, your body does what no supplement or medication can ever do. It lowers inflammation, balances hormones, stabilizes blood sugar, and strengthens the immune system. Deep sleep resets your nervous system. It takes you out of fight or flight mode and back into healing mode. That's why after a good night's sleep, problems feel smaller, thoughts are clearer, and your body feels lighter. It's not magic, it's biology working properly. Yet we trade that away every night for another episode, another scroll, another hour of stimulation. We sacrifice our most powerful form of medicine for distraction. The truth is you can't out-supplement exhaustion. You can't out-exercise burnout. That you can't outthink chronic fatigue. If your sleep is broken, everything else will be too. You might still function, sure. Humans are adaptable, but you won't thrive. Your mood will dip. Your willpower weakens. Your creativity dulls. And over time, the cost shows up physically in your hormones, your digestion, your weight, your skin, your heart. Sleep is the foundation that holds the structure together. Without it, even the strongest routines start to collapse. Now, here's something most people never realize. Quality sleep doesn't start when you close your eyes. It starts hours before that. Your pre-sleep routine is what programs your brain for rest. You can't be in high alert all day and expect to fall into deep sleep instantly. You need transition, time to slow down, disconnect, and let your body shift gears. Dim the lights. Avoid screens. Lower the noise. Do something calming. Read, stretch, journal, or even just sit in silence. These simple cues tell your nervous system it's safe to rest. Because that's what sleep really is. The body's trust in safety. You can't fall deeply asleep if your mind still thinks it's under threat. Environment matters too. Your bedroom should feel like a sanctuary, not a workspace or entertainment zone. Cool, dark, and quiet. That's the formula. Even a small light can reduce melatonin production. Even mild noise can fragment deep sleep cycles. Invest in darkness. Cover the lights. Use blackout curtains. Keep devices away. Your body is deeply sensitive to light and sound even when you're unconscious. Create the space for healing to happen naturally. And don't forget consistency. Your body thrives on rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends, keeps your internal clock synchronized. That's how you build deep, high-quality sleep. When your brain knows what to expect, it releases hormones at the right time. Melatonin rises naturally, cortisol drops, body temperature lowers, and your system prepares itself for repair. But if you keep changing your sleep times, your body stays confused, you never enter a steady rhythm, and your sleep stays shallow and fragmented. Let's be real, modern life makes it hard to sleep well. Stress, screens, caffeine, constant stimulation, it's everywhere. But that's why sleep has become even more valuable. In a world that's always on, rest becomes an act of resistance. It's you saying, I choose recovery over exhaustion. Because without that, your health will always feel like an uphill battle. The best diet, the best exercise, even the best mindset, they all depend on this one thing. You can eat perfectly, meditate daily, and still feel off if you're not sleeping right. That's how deep the connection runs. When you fix your sleep, everything else starts fixing itself. Your cravings balance out because your hunger hormones stabilize. Your memory improves because your brain gets time to clean up. Your immune system strengthens, your skin clears up, your metabolism resets. You stop chasing results because results start showing up naturally. You start to feel alive again, not wired, not hyper, but calm, steady, energized. That's the power of true rest. And here's something profound: your dreams, those random stories your mind tells at night, they're not just imagination, they're your brain processing emotions, organizing experiences, making sense of chaos. When you dream deeply, your subconscious is healing. It's sorting through what your conscious mind can't handle during the day. That's emotional detox. Skip deep sleep, and you skip that emotional cleanup. That's why long-term sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it makes you emotionally unstable. You start reacting instead of responding. You lose patience. You feel disconnected. Sleep brings you back to yourself. So what can you do? Start with intention. Treat sleep like your daily prescription, not optional, not negotiable. Create your sleep window and protect it. Don't let work, screens, or late night distractions steal it. Learn to wind down, not just shut down. Give your body permission to heal. Because that's what sleep truly is: permission. It's saying to your body, you've done enough for today. Now rest, repair, restore. And remember, the benefits don't just stop at health. When you sleep well, you show up better in life. You think sharper, love deeper, perform stronger, and handle stress with clarity. Sleep doesn't just make you healthier, it makes you more human. It reconnects you with how you were designed to live, not constantly running, but moving in cycles of action and recovery. That's how life itself works. Every organism, every rhythm in nature follows that pattern. Day and night, work and rest, growth and renewal. You are no different. Sleep isn't the opposite of productivity. It's the foundation of it. It's not wasted time. It's the time that makes everything else work. When you start honoring it, life stops feeling like a struggle. Energy becomes natural. Focus becomes effortless. Healing becomes automatic because the body never forgets how to heal. It just needs you to let it